Tonight, the Pentagon is preparing America for battle. Pete Hegseth says the Defense Department is changing how it buys military weapons, and the faster the agency can get it done, the better.
We're not just buying something. We are solving life and death problems for our warfighters. We're not building for peacetime. We are pivoting the Pentagon and our industrial base to a wartime footing. Building for victory should our adversaries FAFO.
At the same time, the New York Times reports that Hegseth has now fired or sidelined at least 24 top military brass over the last 9 months. Both of these things are happening at the same time at an aggressive pace. And when I look at the military firings that have happened, a lot of them seem to be related to the fact that maybe this person worked for Mark Milley, not the fact that they have the skills, that they have the experience, that they have the expertise to do their jobs. And for a kind of, anti sort of woke meritocracy that this is supposed to be, that seems to be quite the opposite.
Well, Abby, I don't know that we have all the information to decide exactly what happened with these firings. Two things can be true. You worked for Mark Milley, and you also happen to not have the credentials to align with this particular policy of the Department of War. Let's zoom out for a little bit. What the Secretary of War and President Trump have done is taken direct attacks to these drug traffickers that are trying to bring poison into our country. Every single day, 200 people die of an overdose. And for once, our president cares enough to take these people out and actually create shock and awe deterrence that says we're not going to let people on the streets of Philadelphia and Kensington and my home state of Florida die of this poison.
So you actually believe that? 80% of fentanyl comes across the border from American citizens. So these random killings and target practice in the Caribbean that he's doing is not doing anything.
When you say they're random, do you think they're fishermen or?
We don't know. There have been reported evidence that he has killed people who we don't know the details about why they were killed. People have said these are just civilians, and that is also why
they were civilian drug traffickers. That's right.
But you don't have any proof of that.
I
there was
trust
no
the
process
Pentagon's
of that.
judgment
Well, then that's
their
not a smart thing to do to trust the Pentagon, because this is what happens when you put a TV talking head in charge of the most powerful military in the world that was put there by Cadet
Tiffany,
Bonesburg,
let me
who
ask
was a
you,
draft
if
dodger
you knew
himself.
they had drugs, if you knew they had drugs, would you bomb them? Yes or no? If you knew they had drugs, why not? Those drugs are going to kill people.
They don't deserve to get killed.
Those drugs are going to kill. Of course, those drugs would come into our country and kill people.
Hold on a second.
We are not judge, jury, and executioner
yes,
in
we
this
are.
country.
If you're going to come and execute our people, we are going to blow you to smithereens.
I would like to make my
Hold on a second.
This is a problem.
One at a time,
he is firing people over their political loyalty.
We don't know
and
that,
this military,
Based on,
well, I may have a little more logic than you do, but we do.
Mark Milley said white rage. He complained about January 6th was an insurrection, this, that, or the other.
White rage, and so that's why he was fired, because
if you are holding toxic ideology that is divisive to the United States military, you should get out of the Pentagon.
As somebody who's actually worked at the Pentagon, as somebody who's actually worked at the Pentagon in senior positions, I was privileged to work among a group of people who signed up to defend their country, who when they showed up at the Pentagon were at the top point of their career after being colonels in military bases around the country, working with people and families, and they showed up and they called themselves purple suiters, not because of red or blue, because they didn't even say or acknowledge that their affiliation to their home institution, the Navy versus the Army, they said that the spirit of defending America mattered more. One of the best principles we have had that have made America successful compared to countries in the developing world, to other autocracies, is the fact that we have had civilian oversight over the military, but also respect for the military chain of command. So the idea of simply coming in and getting rid of a bunch of people in senior positions who have worked their entire careers under Republicans and Democrats both, and saying that because you served under the person you were told to serve under, we no longer trust you. At a time when we have record low recruitment, yes, the Secretary of War is focusing on all of the wrong challenges we have right now.
I do think that the military actually has had a long and proven system of promoting within their ranks based on expertise. And they've been doing that, and the United States has still remained the strongest military in the world. And this idea that you sort of just cut people off at the top and replace them with people who haven't really, gotten their stripes, I don't understand how that makes us safer. as a country
Exactly.
or more prepared?
Look, elections have consequences. It's well within the province of Secretary Hegseth to make these decisions as to who's going to be at the top and the leaders in our
Yeah, but
military.
that can't be the answer.
Understood.
The answer to everything can't be that it's okay that they
It's
did it
well
because
within
they
his province
can.
Because they're
do
allowed
it.
to do it.
Whether
You know,
it's
I
the
mean,
right
is that
policy
really-
decision
but I mean,
or not
that's kind
is
of
going
what
to
I'm-
remain to be
But
seen.
I mean, that's what I'm asking you is whether it's the right policy decision.
I
because
don't know.
I do think that
I'm
the
not gonna
idea that
sit
just
here
because he can do it doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. And you know,
But you don't know the
imagine-
philosophies
but
of
imagine,
the people
but
that are
listen,
at the top. You don't know the
imagine
philosophies of the
you
people
are-
that he's putting in
imagine
there.
you have
You don't
spent your
understand
entire
who-
life in the military.
You're just criticizing to criticize.
And you're working under the person who is appointed,
That's not
not by
true.
you, but appointed by a political figure as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. And because you happen to work under that person, your career gets ended. I mean, again, how is that a merit-based decision? Is that not?
What
Is that not?
I just heard Abby say was not criticism. She was introducing facts, something that you all seem to be allergic to.
No.
You
Well,
just said
here's
it's
Tiffany.
okay to just murder people if we.
Yes,
think
I wanna
they have
murder people who
drugs.
wanna murder us.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that is ridiculous.
But
That
Tiffany-
is absolutely
Tiffany, if they've been
ridiculous.
deemed a terrorist organization,
Who has been deemed a terrorist
Incredible
organization?
intelligence.
Credible
from Democrats and
intelligence
Republicans
and
who
by-
are staff
No,
members
no,
of the
no, no.
Pentagon.
That is not true.
Listen,
not for all these killings that
I'm
we've
sorry.
seen in the Caribbean. And we are seeing in every book that you see of Rise of Autocracy and every documentary you see about it, this is exactly how it happens. We
every
have a private-
documentary we're
Yes,
using that as evidence,
documentary and
not
books
not
that
the
I've
intelligence
read.
that not the intelligence that we're getting from the
but
intelligence
also
community.
has not been shared with anybody.
This is how
Well, it's starting to be
autocracies
shared to
rise.
this
But hold on,
And we
let me-
have
let me just-
millionaires and billionaires donating $130 million to the military over this shutdown. That is how you turn militaries into mercenaries. And you see the Secretary of Defense firing people because of their political loyalties. They think that their job is to live in service to the president, Donald Trump, and not in service to America.
Or is
And
it
you all are
leadership
echo
philosophies?
chambers.
I think that
10
remains
years
to
from
be
now,
seen.
I hope this clip
All right.
ages well, and you can look back at it, and you can look back at it, and look yourselves in the mirror and be okay.
All right,
that you
we're gonna
supported the
leave
rise of
we're gonna leave
tyranny
it
in
there
this
for
country.
just out of time for this conversation. But next, the Labor Department is selling their vision of America's workforce, and it looks mostly white and male. We'll discuss. That's next.